Guys, RV Bass Outdoors angler Vern Westberg coming to you today. Wanted to take just a few minutes just to talk to you about a bait that I really like to throw, especially during these colder months. But it's a bait that you can throw year round and catch fish wherever you go. And I'm sure a lot of people like to throw it, is an underspin. So this right here happens to be the CMF Baits underspin. It's got a chrome blade, and that's my favorite bait to throw on that, and that's the Keitech Fat Swing Impact right there, and that's a rainbow shad. That's probably my favorite color to throw. Um, there's a lot of companies out there to make underspins. Me, I just really like to throw the CMF baits, and one of the things that I really like to throw this for is, I don't know if you can see that too well, but it's got a double keeper system so that way it helps hold the bait on there better. You don't always have to pull out the glue. And what I have a tendency to do, and I'll just show you with this one, we'll take this one off and use it as an example. Kind of torn up, but I can show you. So once I take and I grab, let me switch hands here. Once I take and I feed that through and I've gotten over the first keeper, I'll turn that head a quarter of a turn and slide it on the rest of the way and turn that keeper so that it's just like that. I kind of cut it short there, sorry about that. But then that second keeper is grabbing in fresh material to hold it instead of where the first one went in. Go ahead and take that off, because like I said, this one got eaten up. The other day I caught almost a 7-pounder on that bad boy. But this particular one, that's a 1/2 ounce gold blade, 3/8 chrome blade, and I got a 1/4 ounce right there. So depending on whether I'm fishing deep or shallow will depend on the size head I'm throwing. And when it comes to blade choice, depending on what the outside looks, if I'm fishing a bright sunny day, bluebird skies, I have a tendency to be throwing an underspin with a chrome blade. If I'm fishing overcast or if I'm fishing rainy days, I then tend to throw it with a gold blade. For me personally, that just seems that what those blades are on those days, how I get bit better. Figured I'd go in and talk to you real quick. So I have 2 rods that I like to throw my underspins on. The first one being, this is, that right there is the CMF Baits Chubby Chaser. But this is my Dobbins Champion Series rod. It's a DC 735. It's meant for frogs, flipping and pitching, small swim baits. And I have, this one's rigged up with 15-pound test. That's a Daiwa Tatua. I throw this one with 15-pound test, and that one I'll tend to throw my heavier underspins, the 1/2 ounce. I've even gone up to 3/4 if I'm fishing pretty deep. But I tend to throw that rod if I'm fishing around wood, if I'm throwing inside of docks and things like that, real rocky areas that I know I'm going to need a backbone to get through some of that cover, I'll throw that rod. The other rod that I like to throw this on is, and I'm not sponsored by this one, but this is a Lose Speed stick. I happen to get this rod from my brother-in-law, and I'll tell you what, so I fish this with 12-pound or 10-pound. Call me crazy. I know I live on Clear Lake. Why are you going to throw 10-pound with an underspin? It's just what I like to do, guys. I'm all about a fight. But this rod right here casts these underspin a mile. So, and I tend to fish this one around, open water more. If I'm just paralleling docks, not really fishing too hard a cover, I like to throw that one. And I'd probably say I throw that a majority of the time. Like I said, I can cover a lot of water. I can make long casts. And depending on water temperatures, conditions, will depend on whether I'm slow rolling a spinner, an underspin, or whether I'm, keeping it up in the water column and fishing it through a bait that's being chased by fish. That rod right there does great for me. But yeah, you know, an underspin is literally you can take that anywhere in the country and catch fish with it. It just flat out catches fish. Whoever created underspins was a genius. I absolutely love throwing an underspin, and I would have to say that 99.999% of the time, uh, I always have an underspin on, and it is on every trip that I go on. Um, again, my personal favorite bait to throw on there is the Keitech, the Fat Swing Impact. It just flat out catches fish. Uh, there's a multitude of baits that you can put on there, all kinds of little swimmer style baits to be able to use. That's just what I happen to use. Again, on my lighter rod, I fish 10 and 12. It works for me. I have my drag set just right. I don't tend to break off a lot of fish when I'm fishing around heavier stuff. If I'm fishing deeper, more chunkier rock and things like that, then I'm over on my other rod throwing, a half ounce or a 3/4 ounce, and I'm banging it on the bottom and just walking it over them rocks. Uh, I think that's about it for that. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on my Facebook, Vern Richard, and I can try and answer any questions about any of this stuff for you. Also, check out our RB Bass Outdoors YouTube channel for more videos like this one and other ones, fishing reports and hunting information and all kinds of great content for you guys to check out. I hope all this information helps you guys out. Have a great day, and we'll talk with you guys soon.